Hey, good morning, guys. Good afternoon. The world is wrong with my camera. Oh, come on. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Saturday, the live show. Toy Mafia, how you doing? Jake, good morning. Happy Saturday. My wife came home on Monday, so it's been a busy, very hectic, sleepless week for me. Uh, I have not watched the new Mandalorian last night. Um, Good. I'm glad to hear that it didn't disappoint. We kind of talked about it last week that if you're not watching The Mandalorian and you claim to be any type of a Star Wars fan, you really need to check your box as to whether or not you can call yourself a Star Wars fan. The Mandalorian is being done the way that the last three movies should have been done, in my opinion. Jon Favreau has really grabbed this. It's got what's his name, Dave. Uh, he did the Clone Wars, so it's amazing. It's amazing. And I haven't seen the one from last night. So excited to see that. CBS Sci-Fi, welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you happen to be. So we got two new TB leagues that came in a couple weeks ago, and two new Jiaou dolls. It's funny, all four of these are more or less Asian bodies, and it just turned out that way. It wasn't the plan for that to happen. These Phicens are kind of their anime line, so they're a little bit going to be a little bit differently aspect ratioed, I imagine, than the normal ones, possibly longer legs. I bought both the 36 and the 37 because I had a hard time believing they were identical figures. Now, I got the heads. The heads are different on each of them. If I remember correctly, one's a little more anime-ish, and one's a little more realistic, if you will. Not so much big-eyed anime. But if you get them without the heads, there has to be some difference in the body. I don't know why they would make an S36 and an S37A of each if the bodies are identical. Identical shade, identical everything, because all the paperwork says they're identical. And the only difference is in the heads and in the swimsuit they come with. So I really got them both only for that reason. I don't have any figure designed to put them on or planning on putting them on. And we'll go from there. And the two Jiaou dolls, the YS and the BS, are the Asian female bodies on that. Supposedly a smaller breast than the European ones that they came with. So let's start with the S36 Phicen. And we're going to be measuring them. My little trusty paper tape measure here. The advantage of a paper tape measure when measuring things is that it doesn't necessarily stretch. So you can be pretty much accurate, or you pretty much guarantee that what you measure this to is going to be the same as you measure something else to in that regards. String will stretch. Metal isn't as flexible. So that's what that is. Commander Cody. Oh my goodness, I started watching the Clone Wars. I'd never watched the Clone Wars. I just never got around to it. I started watching the Clone Wars. I don't remember how many episodes I got into it. Not far. Just maybe, gosh, I don't even know if I even got 3 episodes into it. Maybe 3. But it's well, very well. Very well indeed. So this is the S36. And if you get it without the head, it's S36A. Comes with a figure stand, which is rare as far as Phicen goes. And this is well under $100. So you get a 1/6 scale figure for, and you know. Now, when we bought the other one that came with this, it was the S35A. Came with this body, this bikini, and I wanted to put it onto a different Phicen, and the gosh darn thing broke on these strings. So if I'm gonna use this, I'm not putting it on any other figure. I'm going to just keep it right where it is. Hopefully it won't break. But It's a really neat idea, but once they break, they're worthless. And since this comes with the head, it's like they've included some little, these aren't called ponytails. What would you call these when they come out of the side of your head? Pigtails? So here she is in the package. Interchangeable feet on this one. The S35A was seamless feet, and that's the other one that had this type of a body. So that's seamless feet. This is interchangeable here. Let's clean the lens off. Someplace I've got a little cloth for doing just that. Here we go. Still coming across fuzzy? I hope not. Robert, just a fan. How's it going? Happy Monday. So next week, by the way, in the United States is Thanksgiving. Of course, I still plan on doing a show on Saturday. We'll be doing the Mark 47 reissue on that. I'm really excited about that piece. Okay, sculpted head, sculpted hair. I didn't remember that being what the intent was on this. Pretty cool. But for fact, this torso region is definitely much smaller than the legs. And so that's that anime style. Nobody is proportioned in this manner. And then when you put, the tiptoe toes on her, she'll even be much more taller. I'm curious. I might. I might consider doing this with my Spider-Gwen that I used with that $10 drugstore figure made by Hasbro, I think, is who made that. This might be a good crossover here body for this Spider-Gwen, actually. I have to see. Waist is super small. So this is anime proportioned. And this is the 36. Come on, Gwen. This waist is going to be super tiny. I don't even know if I even have it calculated to that small. Zero at the belly button. Wrap the paper around. See what we get. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is extremely impossible waist. I just ripped my little paper. Doggone it. Geez, this is So if that's 24, that would be 22. That would be 20. She's got a 20-inch waist. Jeez. Thomas, how you doing, man? Welcome to the channel. Female Phicens today. They're anime figures, and the Jiaou dolls are the Asian figures. Let's take our tape measure back up. We're doing measurements on her. Obviously, like I said, the animes are going to be way out of proportion in regards to reality. She has a defined vagina, which I would say, again, is pretty close to 35. Hips are 30-inch. It's actually 29, but you round up. So it's 30 for the hips. And the bust is 28-inch bust with an impossible cup size measurement. "24, 22, 28 would be A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, double D, F, G, H. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to recalculate these, not based off of what they actually say, but looking at it, what it appears to be, what a bust size could possibly be represent in regards to the fullness of it. And I would say that's I guess I would say that's a D cup on that bust size there. Truthfully, maybe a C. And so this one comes with the anime eyes on her face. If we can get that to focus in there. And I think this is the first time I remember seeing any Phicen figure with sculpted instead of rooted hair. There's little holes here in the head for these. I'm pretty sure they call them pigtails when they come out of the side of the head, don't they? Ponytail comes out of the back of the head. They have the little post pretty much put with a little flat piece on it, so it only goes in one way, and it appears that it's a triangle on that one and a square on this one. So there's definitely a left and a right. it appears. So I was unable to get that other one in there. And they rest behind her head. So she's pretty cute. She comes with kind of a relaxed hand. The fingers are a little more straight. These are the small hands. She also comes with two holding fists for placing anything in her hand, like a sword or something to that effect. And then two trigger hands where the finger is out a little bit, curled for gripping a trigger. And I like this. They've included either a crotch grabber or a waist grabber that works in conjunction with this. Which is designed to be put on any one of these little pegs. So you can put this on any one of these pegs to pose her on her stand, should you decide to use a stand. And then you could just put this down wherever you needed it. It'll stretch out a little bit. It opens up here, but it's pretty stiff. If you pull it down too far, you'll break it. And both this and the waist grabber work the same way with that spreads open. When you pull it down, you see that it's opened up there. Tiptoe toes also. And these are the silicone bikinis, and they are fragile. I mean, they really are. So I don't know. I broke the other ones because I think I was putting them on a Phicen that was too big for them. And so I'm not going to be putting these onto anything other than these figures, hoping that I won't break them. So now what I'm curious is, what's the difference between this one and that one? And if it's only the head sculpt, that totally blows my mind as to why they would offer the other two as headless, two separate ones. Why would they make a 36A and a 37A if there's no difference in them other than the head sculpt? And just looking at the statistics, it appears that's the only difference is the head sculpt. So it just kind of just blows my mind. It literally leaves me in a state of, huh? So let's crack it open and have a look at her. Yeah, there's no muscle definition really. It's definitely just a, a fit body. It's not an athletic body. All right, rooted head sculpt on this one. Also, I think the these are striped, if you can see that or not, blue with white stripes, the yellow with white stripes on this one. The ones without heads, if I remember correctly, are solid. So you got blue, solid blue, and solid yellow. I don't remember if the ones without head sculpts come with figure stands. So here's the yellow. Same hands. Same figure stand. Interchangeable feet. Rooted hair. And the eyes on this, they're still, I would still call it like a cartoony eye, an anime style eye, only not like full on anime style eye. You know, it's not the wide open cartoony eye. A little more the other Japanese cartoon eyes. And the question is, what's the difference in their body? And I don't see any difference. Just looking at it right now. At first, the breasts appeared there may have been a difference. There's none. No difference whatsoever. So if you're buying the headless figure, I imagine the only difference you would be getting would be whether you want a blue bikini or a yellow bikini. It. There's zero difference in them. So the difference between the 36 and the 37 without the head is the bikini color. That's it. %100. And of course, remember, these are the smaller hands and smaller feet. So the pegs on them are not the size of a standard Phicen. So that's the foot peg. It's much smaller than a standard Phicen figure. Same with the hands. Now, Gwen over here came with the smaller pegs on her figure from, who made her? I know Young Rich made the Miles. Don't remember who made the Gwen. Save on Mason. Crotch grabbers, yeah, right. You had to say around Lego. How's it going, man? They are bikini babes. Well, the first anime specifically was for my Daphne from Scooby-Doo. The body fits it perfectly. She's tall and lean, long-legged, and properly proportioned. I only bought these because I wanted to see if there's anything I could fit with it, and I have a feeling it'll work with this. So this is the head sculpt from, God, who made this? The Spider-Gwens. I don't remember, but this is the outfit from the Hasbro $10 drugstore Spider-Gwen from the cartoon series. And so I took the extra head sculpt from my Spider-Gwen and put it on here. And this is the body. It's a segmented body that Peggy Carter came with when I bought Peggy Carter. Put Peggy Carter into a Phicen, took the body and put it onto this. And I was pleased with it. I have the other one in a Phicen body. I bought both versions of this suit. Spider Ghost, I think, is what they called it. Hasbro called it. And this one's in a Phicen here. A standard Phicen body. Problem is with them is, I can show you on her. The bodies came like this, hard plastic bodies. All right, tip-toe toes. And so when you put your Phicen in here, if you notice, the heel is way up here to get it in there, and the legs are just super long. So looking at these, I'm thinking now I might be better off with these for both of these guys, and that's exactly what I think I'm going to do. Swap out these bodies. This is a Phicen in here. I don't remember which one, and they're both interchangeable feet. And because of the longer legs, I believe this is probably going to work out better. Because I've had to pull the bodysuit tight on her to get it on there. You see the Velcro doesn't go well. So it works. It works well. But I don't think it works as well as what these will. But before we do all that, let's open up these Jiaou dolls and see what we got going on with them. YS and BS, and the difference between the YS and the BS are what? Wheat skin versus natural skin. So let's go with the natural first. So the YS is a natural skin color. So they claim. My wife is continually texting me, so if you will excuse me, let me go find out what's going on with her. It's been very hard since she's come home. She can't do anything. I have to move her, reposition her, feed her, the whole 9 yards. It's really hard. So just excuse me for a minute. I'll be right back, guys. I guess you didn't get the message, not the text, you call me or whatever, because this is what they're hearing. Sorry about that, guys. She needed to be repositioned in her seat. Every hour, I had to reposition her. 24 hours a day. So all night, I get maybe, if I'm lucky, an hour of sleep at a time. I'm exhausted. I mean, I'm really wore out. So, Jiaou doll box. So I don't think Jiaou doll's been in the game as long as Phicen has been in regards to making the seamless bodies. I ordered all the Jiaou dolls that were currently available, and so far I've received now 4. Okay. We didn't do a height on these, did we? Let's get a height on these 2 Phicens also. So side by side, their leg lengths look very similar. Smaller breasts on this one, wider hips, more thigh gap, wider shoulders. Definitely very similarly colored. A little more yellow on the Asian Jiaou doll. And regular size hands and feet. No? Yeah, regular size hand and feet pegs. Let's get a height on the Phicens. And when I measure them, I measure to the top of the skin at the neck. Phicen measures them to the top of the head. So I measure from the bottom of the heel to the top of the flesh on the neck. And I've done that with all the Phicens, all the other figures, to have a consistent comparison in height. And this is 25 centimeters. The 2 Phicens are 36 and 37. What did I say? 25? $25. Funny, I have a 26 down for the S35. So it's a full centimeter shorter than the S35 with a seamless foot, who ended up being Daphne. Standard Phicen figures are 26 centimeters tall. The S28 and 29 are 24.5 centimeters. And these are 25s. The S38s and 39s are 24 and a half. The other Jiaou dolls are 26, same height as the Phicens. So let's take a Jiaou doll measurement here. I'm getting 27. No, 26. 26, so standard Phicen height, 26 centimeters, which equates to 10 1/4 inches tall to the top of the neck, to where the flesh ends on the neck. The other Jiaou dolls that I have, the BS and the PS of the European, are big breasts. These are small breasts. So let's check the waist. A 24-inch waist. Hip size we have 34. And breast size we have, or chest size, we have a very solid 32. So that's funny. That's the same chest size as the large breast Jiaou dolls, but the fullness of the breast over the chest is what makes that different. Oh no, I'm sorry, excuse me. That was the fullness of the chest. The chest size is so I measured that incorrectly. The chest size is a 30. And with a 32, that would make her a B cup. And I guess I would say actually a C cup looking at it, compared to the Europeans, which are triple Ds. Now they colored her to the belly button and her areolas and her vagina. Very detailed vagina. Labia, the whole 9 yards, vulva, you name it, it's all in there. They also fingernail painted her nails on her fingers. The toes look really wonky. The toes don't look right at all. Look extremely fake. Big disappointment on the feet. Who's that famous Marvel artist? Rob Liefeld, is that how you say his name? Can't draw feet. Isn't that the joke? Rob Liefeld can't draw feet. So she comes with a cloth bikini, interchangeable head pieces for different types of head attachments. There's heads that have like these little cones, and then smaller head ball joints, so you can replace the head on these supposedly. You have tiptoe feet, and they also give you these feet without any toes at all. Smaller feet, for I assume for going into like a boot or something to that effect, where it's not, the shoe is much smaller than what the figure normally comes with. So essentially, they just like cut off the whole toes area there. If you can see that. Also, we get this figure stand that you see that I have her on here. Sometimes it takes a little work to get these tight to be able to pose them. Sometimes they fall over, but you can do different heights on them. You see, if you can see over here, you can build that up. And you have a waist grabber. And then you get the 3 joints. So essentially, what you need is 1 joint to attach it to the base. Okay. 1 joint to attach the grabber to the arms. And then you get 1 other joint, but you get 2 other pieces. So you can use the 2 taller ones or the 2 shorter ones. I mean, the shorter one and the taller one. If you had more of these, perhaps, if you didn't use this, then you could actually use all 3 of these. But the taller ones would give you the opportunity of putting her in the air. So I have the shorter one here, and I have her just on her toes with the waist grabber right under her chest. So this is the taller one, and you see it goes all the way up to her shoulders. So you could really get her into a flight pose if that is what your intention. So I really like these. And you can just tighten them down with a little nut and bolt. If you can't get it to stay in position, you would just tighten it down. Or I suppose if you knew for a fact you would never ever move it, just glue it. So that's neat with the Jiaou dolls. So she has a relaxed hand on the body. We have hands straight out. Maybe, I don't know what you would call this. Maybe holding your hand flat out, perhaps. Holding something like that hand for the right hand only. And the left hand has kind of a funky little different style of a straight hand. You see the little finger here is probably bent. Shouldn't be bent like that. In the packaging, it got like that. You get 2 trigger finger hands. Well, actually, this is really a holding hand for like a sword or a cup, and this is the trigger finger. So the left hand is a trigger finger, The right hand is more of a sword holding. It doesn't have a real full-on trigger finger. But if you wanted to put it into a trigger, you could pull the finger back, stick it into the trigger area of a firearm. And then you have two smaller grasping hands, tighter fisted grasping hands. And then two even slightly different relaxed hands. Don't know what you would call these. Kind of straight, kind of not. So they definitely give you a lot of choices for hands in that regards. So this one was what they call the wheat skin. Got these guys together where they belong. And it's very close to this pail, a Phicen pail. I mean, looking at them side by side, very close. This one has just a little more yellow in it on this wheat than the Phicen pail does. And looking at this may actually be possibly a better choice for this Gwen than that Phicen. Hard to say. Shoulder's a little tall for me. So no, I think I'm going to stick with the Phicen over to Jiaou doll for the Gwen. So far, the only Jiaou doll I've used is for my slave girl, Spartan slave girl. So now this is the other Jiaou doll. Same body style, size, different color skin. I'm sorry, I was saying that was the wheat. This is the natural skin, not the wheat, the natural. This one will be the wheat. So the natural is the one that's pale. The Jiaou doll natural is close to the Phicen pale. This one is the wheat. And I think the wheat, well, I don't know. I'm not going to say I think, because I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see if the wheat is close to the suntan. On the Asians, they gave me I bought a wheat and a black. And it's not black per se, like black. It's more of a brown. And not even really like brown. I unboxed her, gosh, over a month ago, I'm pretty sure. So here she is. This is the wheat skin. Here's the box. Collection Obsession, how's it going, man? Same hands. Here on this second smaller piece. It's the same hand, same figure stand. Same bikini color. I know some of you guys have been getting your PS5s. Wonder if any of y'all been playing the new Miles Morales game, if that's out yet. New Spider-Man game. So exact shape, same shaped body, exact same. It's exact same body. It's just a color difference here. Same everything. So this is one they call natural, which is close to the pale, a little more yellow than the pale on the Phicens. This is one they call wheat, which I'm going to say is pretty close to the suntan. So let me get a Phicen suntan. S12D. So you can compare the Jiaou wheat to the Phicen suntan. Most of your Hot Toys figures are suntans. This S12D is from my Mantis. It's been on order for years. I forget who's making that. Very close. Looking at them from a distance, I would say they were the same, but looking at them, there's more red in the Jiaou, which gives it a more realistic appearance. So Jiaou on your left, Phicen's on your right. The Jiaou has the hands on the figure. The Phicen taking the hands off. So you can see they're very similar. The wheat is a suntan, but a little more red in it. It's going to, in my opinion, make it a little more realistically skin colored. The Jiaou does. So I'll put my Phicen back so I don't lose her. So I'm excited to see another player in the game. There was a company, I forget the name of them, they made seamless hands. Evidently they had some problems with quality. And I'm sure they're still out there someplace being sold secondhand. Don't remember the name of them off the top of my head. And I've never had one of their figures. But the European Jiaou, the busts were just extremely exaggerated. This is the European bust, Jiaou. Compared to the Asian Jiaou. So, this Asian shaped one probably do better with some swaps. So let's do my Spider-Gwen with one of these guys. So I've already got the head off of this 36. We'll do it with that one. Plastic Man, or what's the Reed Richards name from Fantastic Four? We're very happy to stop using this, you know, seamed body. Well, let's disconnect her at her knee. A nice little feature at least. So the neck joint on this is a little bit big than this one. I wonder if I can take that one out and swap it out. I don't believe so. It's much smaller than this one. Well, it might actually go inside of it. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, you know what else? She's got little stud earrings in her earlobes. I wonder. One of the things I've been trying to do is find a good, oh no, they're molded on there. Trying to find a good way of putting her eyebrow piercings in there. Well, no, these are molded into it. I think what I may end up doing is just putting a drop of glue or something on that. See if I can separate this hair from this head. Last thing I want to do is destroy this. Let me try some tweezers. Marvel Zombie. Speaking of Marvel Zombies, Deadpool Zombie. I'm sure you guys seen that. Very interesting. Comes with a zombie squirrel pool and a head pool. So you really get two head pools. This wasn't a head pool, really a zombie pool. Wasn't there a couple of zombies also? Wasn't there one Deadpool that was, well, not a zombie, I guess. Wasn't there a Deadpool that was like all the pieces of discarded Deadpools? All the Mandalorian figures they're making, my goodness. If you've been disgusted with them making so many Iron Man figures because you're a Star Wars fan, can't imagine for 1 second you won't be very happy now with all of these Mandalorian figures coming out. Holy smokes. I really want this head holder out of here. Not sure I'm getting anywhere though. Feels like they might have glued it in. If I can't get it in a couple of seconds, I'm just gonna leave it be. Put some tack on the head to hold it in place. No, I'm not able to get it out. I'm not interested in destroying the head. So, Spider Ghost was the name of this figure that this Spider-Gwen outfit comes from. It's different than the into the Spider-Verse Spider-Gwen that we got. Wow, those hand joints are really small. They may be smaller than the small. Oh, did you see there's a new Replicate arcade game too. If you collect those, they've done asteroids this time, which is interesting. I'm curious if they're using an XY monitor as well. It looks just like the asteroids. So when asteroids first came out, the monitors were different, and it was like an XY monitor which caused the black and white lines to play the video game asteroids with. Later, when they colorized it, kind of became a different game. But looking at this Replicate that they've made, looks like it's the same monitors, which I have a hard time believing they literally made a 1/6 scale XY monitor. So I'm wondering how accurate it is to the real asteroids. I have the Tempest and the Centipede, which I love. Very accurate to the real game. I also ordered the Dragon's Lair, which was a Laserdisc game back in the day. I'm digging the fit on this so far. Didn't quite fill out the waist. May have to put a fat suit on her waist. Didn't quite fill that out because this anime waist is just so exaggerated small. The arms are better length than the regular Phicen that I'd used for that one. You notice the see a little bit of the gap of the skin there. I have a feeling this one's not going to be that much of a gap. We'll see. So this is a nylon um, type of a suit. A little bit baggy down there on the calves, but the boots will take up for that. And definitely baggy here on the waist. A little bit baggy everywhere actually. Yeah, the Hot Toys Venom. I need $400. You better be a beast for that price. So, Spider-Gwen in the Into the Spider-Verse, you don't see any web shooters on her. Spider-Ghost from the cartoon, she is wearing web shooters. And this little wrist post on this anime figure is extremely small. Extremely small. You have to put some blue tack in that too. That's where's my Spider Gwen? Let's see if maybe it's from stretching out the hole to get it on the other one. Where's she at? Secret Warrior. Bullet Head. So Bullet Head made this head sculpt with their figure. This is from Hasbro's Secret Warrior Spider-Gwen. I'm going to see if maybe I'd stretched out these hands on the Peggy Carter figure. So I'm going to use these bullet head hands here. Let's see where we are. Yeah, fits much better. Where this one's really super loose. So I'm hoping maybe it'll constrict over time. We'll find out. Yeah, much better fitting there. How much care for these fingers that are super long on these spider plant fingers. Way too long. I'm gonna go back to the fist. Even though it's where did I just put it at? There it is. So we're using the web shooters from the bullet head. I'm not using any web shooters on the bullet head Spider-Gwen from Enter the Spider verse. Because she didn't have him in the movie. Simple as that. All right. Let's try these flat feet first. They put a slit in the back of the boot and make it easier to get on and off. Just can't get it all the way down there. I think I will go with the flat foot. Let's see if I can put the foot in here without it being on the leg. No, it's not going to go in all the way, but I am going to use the flat feet on this. Definitely skinnier. No doubt about it. You know what? I wonder if take out this neck joint here. If it will come out. Probably going to be buying a disability van, by the way, for my wife. She goes to dialysis now 3 days a week. And she's not been able to stand on her own since coming out of the hospital. By the way, she can't even reposition herself in a chair or in her bed. Can't get this out. I was able to snap the hair piece off of the head, though. Wasn't my intention. I don't care for this this long neck. Appears to be too much of a neck. And I certainly don't like. I can't lock it in. Definitely need some of that blue tack. So this is the anime S36 body on this Hasbro Secret Warrior Spider Ghost figure. I think it suits her a little more than this other Phicen does, regular size Phicen. Hard to say. Definitely skinnier. I'm gonna have to let sit there and let that grow on me and see what I think. See if I enjoy that or not. Let's see where we at. Who did I see? Somebody had made the gosh, what was his name? The Green Mile, the actor that played the the Angel or whatever. They made that the Green Mile character, which is neat because he played Kingpin, didn't he? In Daredevil, the movie. Didn't he play the Kingpin? 96, did you write? What's his name? 96 Joker. What is his name? What's his name? So yeah, this is all of this. And I got nothing else. Cesar Romero. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Yes. I had Caesar on the tip of my tongue, but then I was like, that ain't right. No, it is. It's Cesar Romero. I grew up watching the Adam West Batman. Loved them. That's who I thought Batman really was for a long time. I didn't realize he was the Dark Knight. I think Michael Keaton did an unbelievable job playing Batman. So many different types of Batman, however you want to relate to him. Christopher Nolan, I think, did a good Batman, believe it or not. So I guess that is that, in case you guys got any questions about anything here while we got them out here on these Phicens and Jiaou dolls or anything along that line. I'm about to call this show to an end. Captain Action Man? Captain Action? Captain Action. I know the spoof Action Man figures. Never heard of Captain Action. Flash Gordon. I have not bought a male TBLeague figure yet. I don't know what I would do with him. I know they make one to be great for an Arnold. But for the most part, my Tonys, I'm using the Tony figures. I got that really good MK100 figure last week that I put onto the combat suit, the camo Mark 50 more or less suit because it has the interchangeable eyepiece. But no, I don't have any male figures, I think, that benefit from or would benefit from a Phicen body. So I've never done any of those. Yeah, there's some that look great for an Arnold, or but I can't think of any um, male figure that I have. Possibly maybe a Thor would be good, where he has his arms exposed. But I can't think of any other male figure that I could think of that would benefit from a Phicen. Maybe Spider-Man in his underoos. If I could ever find a pair of the underoos from the PlayStation Spider-Man game that matched the underoos there, that would be a good one to do. The tattoos on the Whiplash Mark One would be impossible to try to duplicate onto a Phicen figure, as far as I can imagine. No, only a Thor. If I wanted to do a armless Thor, the only thing I could think of. And like I said, I don't have any Arnie's or Terminators. Bane, yeah, that'd be a good one. And I don't know the benefit of Captain America though. Wolverine would be good if they made a hairy one, because they need like hairy as all get out. Yeah, they made a lady action figure, didn't they? Patrick Stewart, Phicen. You ain't right, man. So next week will be the Mark 47. I don't know if it's a the MMS number is exactly the same. Um, I have to look back at my 47 that I unboxed a couple years back, however long ago it was it originally came out, to have it fresh in my mind so I can do a comparison between the two. So I sold my original one, so I don't have it to compare anymore. But I don't believe they even changed the MMS number, so it should be like a straight up literal reissue like they did when they reissued the Mark 43. There's no difference whatsoever in it. Even the accessories were the same. So I think that's where I am in regards to things right now. And so I'm going to sign off here. I've had you guys now for an hour and a half. Thank you very much for joining in with me. Thank you, patrons. Patreon supporters are amazing. I appreciate every one of you. If you ever need anything, you let me know. And you'd be surprised how much $1 really helps out. YouTube doesn't pay squat. 2 pennies per 1,000 click, 1,000 ads that are clicked. So, people aren't making money on YouTube like they did several years ago. So if you enjoy the channel, help out the Patreon. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, share this video. Let your friends know to come on out, check out the channel. Click on the bell icon. I will be here next Saturday, even though it's Thanksgiving weekend. I'll be here. We'll be doing the Mark 47 week. After that, we got Star-Lord from the Guardians of the Galaxy 2, or no, Infinity War? I forget which one he is. I think it's Infinity War Star-Lord. Yeah, because that's Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I actually bought 2 of those because I didn't have a Guardians of the Galaxy 1 Star-Lord, and he more or less came with both outfits to be able to do them either way. So that one's designed in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 mode, and that one's in the Guardians of the Galaxy. No, that one's in the 2 mode. That's in the 1 mode. So short coat, long coat, and then this next one is Infinity War Star-Lord. So we'll do that in 2 weeks, and then I think Ant-Man's coming after that. So we'll get him. What's the question, RC Skeleton? www.patreon.com, patreon.com/SIRIEMERALD. And you can subscribe right there. $1. I've got nothing to give you. There's nothing that you'll ever receive for that, to the best of my knowledge. But you can put any $1 down there you want, actually. There's like no tiers. RC Skeleton, what was your question? I don't see a question anywhere. Well, if you can't get your question thrown in there before I end the channel, I'll be here next week, Saturday. Same time. Same bat channel. Same bat time. RC Skeleton, maybe clicked out. Maybe thought I was done. Maybe didn't know we were going to hang out for a couple more seconds. I hope he returns next week. Or she, whichever the case. Love every one of you guys. You know that. Of course, they're shutting down for COVID more. So no more movies. So them in the theaters had opened up here with social distancing, and you couldn't sit next to your partner or anybody you were attending the movie on. You had to keep distance, and they've shut them all down here in California again. So No telling when the heck Black Widow will be coming out. Supposedly March now or something like that, or May next year. Hell, they made it be another year. Maybe it'll go straight to DVD. Anyhow, man, love you guys. Peace.